Well, the answer to the question, can I grow bush squash in a container? The answer, of course, is yes. This monster plant is growing in a container, actually, and is doing quite well. As a matter of fact, not only is it growing in a container, but it is also growing indoors. And you could tell from the size of the leaves that they are just monstrous. Zooming into the base of the plant, you can see that there's gobs of flowers. Also, there's several fruit that are starting to form. This green tiger variety produces the striped zucchini fruits that you see here. Now, how do you do that? Well, there's several different ways, but one of the ways that I'm using right now is with a product called Autopot, an XL version that holds just a little bit more than a 5-gallon bucket. I've used a combination of COCO fiber and perlite. The perlite is the white material that you see in the container. And this entire pot sits in a tray that has water in it that's metered through a high-low valve. It's fed from a reservoir. There's no electricity used. It just flows from gravity down through that tube into the valve, and it keeps a constant level of water down in the base of the container, and that will fluctuate as the plant uses it. It'll drop a little bit and then come back up. It kind of simulates nature and how rain comes and goes. Now, one of the other things that's nice about this particular setup is if I need to water the plant, all I have to do is come over to the reservoir, lift the lid, and pour water directly into the container itself. Now, this holds about 12 gallons, and it's very simple to take a bucket and pour water into it. For this particular size plant, it has used about 10 gallons of water, and that water does have plant food in it. So the plant food and the water both come up from the bottom and feeds the plant. Another great reason for having a setup similar to this would be that you could leave on vacations and be gone for several days, come back, and the reservoir will continue to water the plant as needed. You can see that it's a very tidy setup. I can add additional pots to it. I could change out the reservoir for a larger one if I wanted. All it is a 10mm hole drilled to the base with irrigation drip line shoved through it. So if you're wondering about growing different crops in containers, this is, as I mentioned, a bush zucchini or bush squash variety, and yes, it can be done.